So yeah, I was doing another video now because you know some of you might be searching for a job right now, and you don't have time to wait for another week to start with the job search because you need this extra money, you need to support your family, and you need to make everybody happy, including yourself. So you will need a job, and I was putting together a resume that was uh, just by imaginary person, but that's usually what I think of like a decent CV. Of course, there are some errors to it, and some things need a little bit tuning. But this is how I think you can already shine out from the rest of the people. So the rest of the crowds that are applying for the jobs that you like. I was having this imaginary person called Kira Smira here, and she's going to apply for a job that's mostly like a step forward for her career, and she's doing this after she was, as you can see, that she already has a job experience that she has in Düsseldorf in Germany. She's going to look for a job now because she got laid off, or like, I mean, not laid off, but basically they didn't extend her probation periods that basically ended in September, because if they went for the October, it would have been too almost to the limit of the probation period. So the company wanted to get rid of her, and they said that, hey, we're not going to extend your contract here. So that happened, and now she's back in the job market searching for the job. So what does she have to offer? She has to offer a CV with a photo. Her name is here, her position that she is going to apply to, or she was looking for to be this kind of position, electrical engineer, and she has some details about herself, some basic summary about herself. So this is like a personal information, the personality that she is, and how she can connect her personality with the job that she's looking for. Uh, so yeah, let's go step by step again with the down to earth method, like I like to have in this channel. And honestly, as an employer, I would say that this CV is pretty eye catching because it has some icons, it has a photo, and it has some important things listed in one page. So it's not too big, it's not too small. If you do like 3 pages of CV, it might be a little bit too much, because CV should be very, very generalized information about you, and you bring out the best things that you basically have to show for them. So some of the things that you don't need to display, don't display in here, because you can always have extra documents for them in case they're interested. So just make like CV that is like very generalized information about you, then the motivation letter, of course, and this document for the trainings, and also you can do another document, which would be the fourth one. In case somebody's interested, you can have a document about like more detailed CV, and more detailed CV is going to help you to get the job later on, because that's what when you are invited to the job interview, then the employer can check on this instead of that. Because like last job interview that I had, for example, they had questions about my referrals. Referrals are usually also in the CV, but I didn't put them here because maybe she doesn't have anybody yet that is going to refer her, because she got friends in this company, but they weren't in a high position. So they were like keeping a low profile there and didn't really made friends with her or anything like that. She didn't have any referrals. If you have referrals, it's good to display here also, if in case there is a good referral in your friends group, or maybe even in the like relatives group, or let's say that you work somewhere, you had a very good boss that is getting along with you very good, and something happened, you are not working there anymore, then put them as a referral people, or some good partner that is I mean there are some business partners that is in a very high positions. Maybe they know you, maybe they're friends with you. They can always recommend you. So I think yeah, referrals is a pretty good way also. But in this one, I didn't quite put it in. It can be also in the other like enhanced CV or like more wide CV. But the thing is that nowadays there's like so and so 50-50, right? So basically it's good to have a 3-page CV because it has more information, and so if somebody already started reading that, they will finish it, and they will have more information in there that they can use in the job interview. Okay, I understand this part. But on the other hand, nowadays world is very busy, like very busy, and those guys that are like hiring you, think of it as a company's perspective. You are going to hire somebody to your company, and you're very busy. You have only like separated barely like 1 hour to check all the CVs in a week. And what are you going to see? You're going to have like 200 applicants, 200 plus, and then you're going to sort which ones catch the eye, which ones didn't. So 3 pages is not something that you have time to read about, unless it's a very good, well done CV. So that's why I think that honestly, like if you have CV in 1 page, it's good. And in case, yeah, they get interested, or you have rounds in the companies in the job interviews, right? Usually there is like 2 or 3 rounds. Maybe in the second round you can say that, hey, I also have some extra question. Can I send this CV for the final round, in case I'm picked to the final round or something like that? Because then you will be in a better situation than you would be before. And yeah, that's something that I would actually recommend, to have the basic resume as 1 pager, as just 1 pager. The most generalized information. I know it's difficult to generalize all the information that you have, but it's good to keep it as one CV. And even if his job experience is much wider than this girl or lady has here, then even then you can like just bring out the most important ones that are going together with the jobs that you're currently looking for, or the like longest work relationships, for example, that might be very very good, and enhancing your abilities to find a job. So yeah, the photo would be nice, because let's start with the photo, because photo is something that not always had, but it is very common, and it's most of the time like 90% of CVs have photos nowadays. And it's very good to put a photo about you, because then they will know that you are not an AI. Of course this one is an AI, but AI made photo, but because of the copyright issue. But anyways, just put something that is about you, so they will know that they are talking with a real person, and when you show up for your job interview, it's the same person. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, sorry for that. I was actually like just bringing my kid to the room, because yeah, her mom is doing some other stuff right now, and which is very loud, so she needs to be here. But anyways, yeah, where were we? We have this photo here, and yeah, it's good to have photo to make sure that you are a real person. And it's also, some of the jobs need you to have very sorry about the background, but it's baby. So anyways, you have to have very decent photo about yourself, and very formal photo about yourself. In case you have some kind of like I don't know, that you are in a beach resort or something, like in bikinis instead of instead of like a real suit or something, then it can raise some questions. And I think yeah, don't put some kind of like bathroom selfie or anything crazy like that, Don't try to show off your beauty or your handsomeness. Just what you might do is just put a regular picture about you. Go to the photo studio or something, and then make a photo about yourself, and you can upload it to your CV. It's the best one. Sometimes even the passport photo and stuff can be good for this. Because yeah, if it's too much over the edge, then people get those stereotypes, or they run into conclusions about some things. So yeah, we're having a baby in the background at the same time, but yeah. So the photo is very important, and it's also showing that for some jobs, for example, they kind of want like sales. They kind of want to look for somebody that is, looking good, and sometimes you don't need to even bother with employers, or employers doesn't bother with the people that they think that are not representing their sales well. So yeah, it really depends on the employers and their stereotypes. And trust me, there is a lot of stereotypes about these kind of things. It's not about any kind of public discrimination, but it's more like hidden discrimination to it. So yeah, the employers are kind of like, I think they are a little bit, hidden discriminators about this. You okay? Everything good? Yeah. All right. Looks like she's very busy. Yeah. So she's very busy with stuff. And yeah. So it's kind of good to display your name very big here. So the first letter is capitalized, of course, and the last name also. Very, very good. This will kind of create this unconscious thing that they will remember this name from somewhere, and that's pretty good. Okay, and then we have also the position that you apply to, or you're trying to search for, electrical engineer, and why I put both of the words capitalized is that actually in the CV, I'm not sure how is actually about grammar in the CV. There are some people that are checking grammar like crazy. I know, and there are other people that want the important words to be displayed. So if I only have electrical capitalized and engineer not capitalized, then it might be a problem that they don't really, it doesn't shine out from your CV. So it's like 50-50 again. So there are some people that are very strict about grammar, and some bosses also, and they will require you to be very formally correct. And there are some people that just want your CV to shine, so they can put it in the decent pile. And yeah, so this nice to have two sentences about yourself, about your personality. If you are goal oriented, definitely display it. It's very good personality to have in a job. And she's also saying that goal oriented people are very important nowadays to get the job done in the right way. So yeah, the job done in the right way is very important, because if you do wrong stuff in the wrong way, then you will waste time, and it is pretty bad. So yeah, I think it's important to display that. And in case I run into problems, I always ask for possible solutions and brainstorm with others. That's another thing that is about teamwork. Teamwork is very important in the job, and many of the managers are appreciating good teamwork. So yeah, this is another thing that you can display, that if you are good at teamwork, you can, for example, display that. And those two sentences should be about your strengths in your personality traits. So you can actually, in the CV and motivation later, you can very much bring your strengths into the display. Even in the CV, there are some things that I know it's very generalized information about you, but you can bring them into light. and it's a pretty good way to say with a couple of sentences short summary about yourself. So yeah, that's why I think that there should be these kind of things that are like popping out immediately right off the bat. Then it catches the eye of the employer, uh, and this is this part's uh, let's say the mission is that it will display you out from the crowd. So yeah, I think it will be like this. And then we have also this, the next step is I made another box here. There's the phone number. In Germany it starts with plus 49, but the rest of this is kind of like random. I don't know how many numbers are that long. Usually it's like, I think 8 numbers, so it's like good to separate also into 3 sections. So the country code, then 4 numbers here and 4 numbers on the back. And actually one more thing, the icon is pretty nice because the icons also shine out from the crowd, and even believe me or not, but some of the employers even think that it shows that you have some computer skills, which you actually don't, unless you're applying for some IT jobs. Then I think this one is a good way to display as well with an icon, and it makes people more into it and interested in your CV. So yeah, that's what I also recommend, to have those icons about the very important things like your contacts, because they need to contact you after they are selecting your CV to be one of the best ones. And then we have email. Email is also with the folder here, with the envelope. Is pretty good. And LinkedIn profile nowadays very important thing as well, because international jobs are mostly going through that, and it's the easiest way to kind of search for the job. Like, wait, I will let the baby out. Sorry, I could put a pause here. Okay, sorry that I'm doing some other duties here. And let's see again about this. Where were we? LinkedIn, very important, because it's going into basically, you need to have a LinkedIn profile for your sub search nowadays. Without it, you're missing some very good opportunities that might be popping up very randomly and so on. So yeah, I think LinkedIn profile is very important to display here as well. And then I put the Waffle Street on, like some random numbers in Düsseldorf that is maybe her residence or her rental apartment at the time. And in education, she was graduating the bachelor's degree in electrical engineering in Heinrich Heine University, Düsseldorf. And she was studying for 3 years, 2021. Actually, she should have graduated 2023. But anyways, let's say that she was taking maybe longer time with the thesis. Yeah. And then we have also skills here with JavaScript being an expert level. Here is another place where you can actually pop the icons on, like put them on the side, on the right. I was putting it here because I don't know how I screwed it up, but anyways, it should have been here, and should have been a little bit smaller. So yeah, I kind of think that this is a place also where you can put icons like that, to have like different kind of levels of your skills. And this is as for the education, it's important to display your university. Your high school doesn't really matter unless, if you already have a university degree, unless you specialize something in your, like, not even in high school, but you have this other one. So basically just display the one that you have the specialization in and your last education. That way you can generalize your resume, otherwise it would be too long, in my opinion. Then we have also skills. Another good thing to have very specific skills listed, or something that is useful for this job scene. And I think that JavaScript is something, if you are an expert level, it can be a very good indicator for the employer that, hey, you are not running into trouble with the IT. Then you are not running into trouble like with our systems and everything like that. You will be a fast learner because you are already know how to program. You'll be very fast with the computer. So that's very important that you display those skills or trainings that you had, or self studies, something that is the most important. You have to think about it in the employer's perspective, that when they see somebody with the JavaScript skills, then they will think that, okay, I can hire this person because I don't run into trouble with her. She knows how to deal with the computers. So yeah, that's what I think that is a pretty good way to display it. And then maybe she has also read the law of electrical market. She's familiar with it in the middle level. She doesn't know every aspect of it. She doesn't know it by heart, but knows the most important parts for her job about it. And this is also another very good reason to have this self-study in your CV displayed. That law of electrical markets, that means that basically you know how is the prices going and so on, how is this prices regulated by, what are the fines if somebody is doing some criminal activity there and so on. Very important knowledge to have, because then you know where to search for something, especially when you're dealing with these kind of things that is can be very regulated by the law, and the government can even check on you or check on your company about these things. Then it would be additional value to the company if you know about this law. So yeah, I think it's very important to display those very important traits or very important skills that you have basically got through the time. And yeah, sorry if you guys check that I have one of two here, then actually the second one was just like that. I was not having decent decent CV. I should have deleted it, but it somehow it didn't let me to delete and didn't let me to change the size of this. So this CV could have been better for sure in the layout. So if you know if you can do better layout of this, then I think it would be a very good way. And as I mentioned in my previous video, the first video that I did about the job market, is that the important thing is to have a decent CV, not a good CV. Don't spend money on this kind of trainings about the CV. Just watch some YouTube videos for free, and yeah, or Google or whatever. Like you can find anything for free about this. I know that some of the specialists like to ask money about it, and they will make you a good CV as well. But at the same time, are you really willing to pay like 100 euros or dollars about your CV? No, I wouldn't. Sorry, but I wouldn't. I would rather do something like this and hope for the best. So yeah. Then the next aspect that I put here was experience, and she has this experience that she was. They didn't extend her probation periods, and she was there from July to till September, and now she's searching for the job. So, and what she did there is very important, because once you get into the office business, even if you did customer service in like Gute Energy, then even then, I mean, this is a made up name, but still, if you made some customer service there, then you were already in the office and you have stepped one foot in the office. And remember, even if you're the lowest of the lowest in the office, or like usually customer service is for the company, sorry about that, but even if you're the lowest of the lowest, you're still familiar with the office culture. And there is a whole another level of culture of the office in this world. It's not like physical job. In physical job, there's a lot of guys that are like swearing, that are like, if something goes wrong, they are going to say swear words and so on. But in the office, you have to stay polite all the time, even if you are upset. And you cannot talk about everything as well. It's this kind of a different environment that you have to get used to, and it needs time to get used to. So even when she was there like for 3 months, it was already a good thing to have. And good that she has at least experience in one of the companies. Even if it's just a customer service, it might be opening her the door to get the electrical engineer position at some point. So yeah, I don't think it was a bad idea by her to display this experience. And yeah, I will explain about these ones just in a bit, but since I'm somewhat very busy for some reason, then I'm going to put a pause here and continue a little bit later. Okay, let's go forward with this back from the pause, and we have here, as I was explaining already, but it's good to bring out 3 points from every job that you did. 3 is a pretty good number, because if you only bring out 2 of them, might be not so much information in these, but if you're bringing out 3, then there is more information, and the most important things are written down. The most important tasks that you did in your previous jobs. So for her, since she was doing customer service, she was part of the team to assemble packages and offers. Those packages are more related to this, let's say that utility package or utility deals for the customers in the houses. So she was doing that, and she was offering some customers even better prices because they were about to leave otherwise, or it was government based, and then they calculated the cost for the government, and what kind of price do they have to ask for the utilities from the customers, and what is their price caps for set by the government. So yeah, it depends if the electricity is offered by the government or the private companies, but either way, she can relate to that with marking down the first point. And then also managing outgoing invoices. These are for the customers, the ones that actually buy the service of electricity, and she was sending those invoices out to them, so they will pay their monthly fee, and her company gets the money, the Kute Energy gets the money. Then she's doing the daily communication with the customers and the partners. So yeah, if any customer had an issue or some extra questions about his or her package for the electricity, wanted to get more familiar or in detail with it, then she was answering to them. And same with the partners, that maybe there is some other like company that is electricity offers is shared with, and then they are finding out ways to cover all the area in Germany that she was working. Like for example, like Good Energy is providing energy service in Düsseldorf, and some other energy companies by providing some services in Berlin. So yeah, there might be different communication between the customers and partners. And so what those 3 points are showing is that basically the first one, that you were part of the team, you are a team worker, you can work well in a team. That's a very important summary about this point that the employer can see. Then managing outgoing invoices, also nice to see, because then you know how the invoice looks like, and every company has invoices in them. So basically they can give you some kind of job that you have to deal with the invoices, or you have to approve them. That's already something that might be valuable for the next company. And the thirdly is daily communication with the customers and partners. That's another thing that you're enhancing your business skills of talking and interviewing and everything like that. Would be very useful later on when you're going to the higher level, that you saw how this lower level of this service providers was doing, or what exactly were they doing, what were the problems, what were the good benefits about them, and so on. But yeah, to be honest, like this is very common that the private companies or even public companies are following this kind of trend, that probation periods ends, and then they're going to fire you. and not extending your contract basically, or they have to lay you off in easier terms, or they can also, I don't think they can fire you in case of your contract is for the year. So if your contract is for at least 1 year, is pretty good. Then you know that you have this job for a pretty long time already, and then they are going to decide if they want to continue with you or not. So yeah, I think that would be the best way. That if you have a contract that is marked with 1 year, because 1 year is a pretty good experience, and it shows that you are actually committed to some kind of companies, not just running around. Because that's another point that I wanted to bring out earlier, is that when you're like having a lot of experience here, if you have 3 pages of job experience, then yeah, in paper it looks great for a while, and then the employer will have a question that, wait, you work like, I don't know, 3 months there, 3 months there, but how can we be sure that you are going to work for more than 3 months in our company? So that's very general question that they are going to ask from you first of all, and that's actually, let's say, it's pretty difficult to answer when you have a kind of resume that has a lot of these things. And I think even governments can check nowadays that from online that about the previous experience, so you cannot hide it anymore. So if you work in a public sector, then maybe they can check about it. But if you work in the private sector, then I'm not so sure if they can check it or not. But there might be some in some countries in Europe or in US that they can do this kind of things, that they check the proof about this, that if you actually was working in there. Same with the referrals that I don't have right now, is that they might have a question that, oh, but can I call to this referral then? And for this question you have to be ready to answer like very strict yes. Because if you are already doubting that, I don't know, I'm not sure what this guy is even doing right now, I had this referral for like 5 years already, then it's very doubtable. That keep those referrals updated also, that there might be some things happening, and these guys, they don't know what you have been up to for 5 years. And when your new employer is going to call them, and you have to be sure that this person knows exactly who you are and what you are capable of, and even in the present years, not only in the past. So I mean, if it's like 10 years old referral or something, then please do change it, or ask this person that if they are still referring you, and if they are still willing to refer you to the new employers. Yeah. So yeah, I don't recommend you to have too many of the job experience. Just bring out the most essential ones that you need for the new job, and the ones that you were the most happy about also, because sometimes they ask that what happened in this job, and well, she will have to answer that what happened was that they didn't extend her probation period. And the employer was like, why? Because they don't know that the company's interest is has been different. They were thinking that maybe she was not capable of doing the job. So that can be also a very big issue actually for the job interview. And I've seen it happening also for my previous works. All the time they're bringing out that why you like left from this company, or and then I'm explaining to them that I usually didn't leave by myself, and everything like that. So yeah, that's the truth. Anything else about it, I don't know. Let's get back to it when we have more time. So languages, very important to mention here, is that languages is the biggest misconception that people put into the CVs. I think, for example, it might be like you're from UK and you're saying that, oh, I've been living in Lisbon for like a year, and I speak a little bit of Portuguese, when you actually, what you did there was you know, just speaking in English most of the time, then it's not really that you know how to speak Portuguese with the Portuguese customer. So yeah, it's something that of course is good to mention, and it will get you more job opportunities. But once you get there, then do you really want to be only for the probation period or like something like that? It's not very good, and it's not good to lie about yourself in your CV. If you are, for example, not goal-oriented people or goal-oriented person, and if you are not team player, if you like to work alone, I mean, don't mention these things. Mention some other strengths that you have, like otherwise people will know, and then I mean, once you work there, of course, like company has spent a lot of resources about you and everything, and it might be different, and maybe they will, let it slide at some point if you don't speak any Portuguese. But I don't think it's good to lie in your resume. It's your own resume, and employer is already, you are basically betraying employer's trust already. And that's not a good thing. That's not a good start with your employer. So yeah, I I I'm telling you very high recommendation. Just put the languages that you can actually speak pretty fluently about, or you can at least understand what others are speaking, and maybe you cannot speak by yourself, or anything. Maybe you can read some language or something like that. You can mark it down, but if you don't know more than how to say hi and bye and how to order food or something, then I wouldn't put this language as your language proficient here. I would put only the ones that is like, as you can see, that she has three languages that she can kind of speak is English, German, and French. English she's very fluent in. She was studying a lot of English. In German, she was born as German person. She's native speaker of the German. It's pretty nice. And French is intermediate. Let's say that she speaks a little bit of French. She understands the basics but doesn't speak it proficiently. Then you can put intermediate here. And if you want to have some kind of like, yeah, want to mention that, oh yeah, I speak a little bit of like Spanish as well, but in a weak level, it's very unnecessary to mention it because it doesn't really help you that much in the job. Only thing that maybe help you is that if you have a Spanish colleague and then you're like showing off to him or her about your Spanish skills, those small Spanish skills that you have. But yeah, I would say that languages are very important. Usually, employers think that at least three languages should be important to speak. Two is like kind of the bare minimum, but if you're like native from UK or US, then I don't think they even want you to speak any other languages nowadays, or Ireland or something like, they know that it's going to be, you will have a good English when you are native from there. Then they are not really afraid. Or Netherlands also, this nowadays is pretty, uh, you know almost native speaker of English. So yeah, uh, we have also projects here. Now about the projects is pretty good to list them down if you had any extra trainings. If you paid a huge sum for some kind of conference, mark it down, because otherwise this money will go just to waste, or it will help you just a little bit, but it could help you more if you just mark it down and it goes together with, for example, electrical engineering in her job. So yeah, I think it's good to list down the projects that you had. For example, maybe she was taking part of an energetic seminar in 2023. She was like studying at this time, but maybe she was interested in this topic, and was trying to make good relations with the companies there, and maybe that's how she got this job in the first place. That they were agreeing that maybe next year you can come to like I don't know, to work for us, or let us know. I will leave you my contacts. She exchanged contacts with Good Energy. So yeah, that seminars can be very beneficial, and they show that you have also done some things, and maybe it's your own project. Maybe you were like even having part of it is like organizing it. Maybe some universities was organizing this seminar here, the energetic seminar in like Germany, maybe in also in Düsseldorf, and there's also like final thesis that you can mention about that she was doing it in power outages in Germany. Maybe that's a very important topic, and it's they will see that you have actually very interested in this area, and showing your interest is also something that employer will see that if you're they will have questions about your interest in the job. The most common question ever in the job interview is that why did you decide to apply to our position? So if you are like if you know this position, like this question is coming up, just be prepared for it. Like you can say that yes, I was interested because I got interest from the school, or my friend was recommending me to study it and I find it amazing. I also had fun in the Good Energy, but yeah, it's another story. But anyways, it's good to mention about those things, and what did you do in the past? How did you get interest about it? Because interest is very important factor in your job. I mean, why people go for the job? Of course, young people go for the money first of all. Like money is the most important factor, and whoever says otherwise is a fool. Like honestly, he is a fool if he says otherwise or she says otherwise, because if they try to tell you that, oh, but our values are like expanding and expanding, the most important thing is always the money about the work. Don't let them to fool you. Like the work shouldn't be your personal life usually, unless you really have a very bad personal life, or your personal life really sucks, then maybe work can be your life. But other than that, the salary is the most important thing to have. Good salary, and you get paid decently, so you can buy stuff, you can make more steps in your life, you can even maybe rent a place out for yourself, to yourself, or rent a room out to yourself, or in a shared apartment, or all these things. Maybe rent even a car, or pay for your transport, pay for your food, eat better food. It's all comes down to the salary at work. That's why you even started the work in the first place. I mean, of course, they are trying to tell you that, oh, we have a good collective, but trust me, the good collectives is pretty much anywhere. It's just about the boss, that how your boss is, because I mean, the people are people, and they are not going to hire you some screwed up guy that is going to be impolite to you all the time. They're going to hire somebody that gets their job done in a polite way, and that's when it matters that it's not your. Uh, I mean, obviously, like the leverage in the job interview is different, because the thing is that in the job interview is like companies like telling you what you should be, your requirements be all the time and stuff. But once you're working, you will see how it actually is. But when you are applying, you don't give a damn about, like, I don't know, I just candidated to your company because it seemed interesting, because that's very very bad question. I mean, you were candidating maybe to 100 places, and then they are going to ask you that why did you candidate to us, and they're like, yeah, but I candidated to you and to other places, but you cannot say it. You have to say that I candidated to you because your company seemed to be interesting, and down to earth and stuff. I checked your homepage and it said like that, la la la, and you can already shine out from the crowd if this happens. But sometimes they are going to call you first, and they are going to make basically for you that you don't even have time to like check the email and check from the Google what is the company even doing. They're going to call you and ask why already this question, and you're like, yeah, I don't know. Why did I apply? I wanted a job, I wanted a salary. So yeah, this difficult scene and difficult market nowadays, but CV is something that we will need to apply to basically anywhere, unless you have like LinkedIn easy apply, or you can log into some make an account to the some kind of company web page and then apply through that. Then you're going to need your resume, and yeah, that's why I was trying to help you with this today. And as you can see, basically this is something that a decent CV should look like. Of course, you might argue that it's not a good CV and I could do a better CV. Of course you could, but do you really want to put all this time and effort to this? I would have already sent out this CV about myself if I was like here. I would have already sent it out for like 20 companies until you do a good CV. So do you really want to spend your time about this or of this? Because guys, every day your money ticks, your money goes, your time goes. I mean, every day that you delay in your job search, every day you will get less and less money. It's not going to increase anyhow. Like, how is it going to increase? So you're going to ask you from your parents? No. Who is going to ask the money from their parents? Basically, nobody anymore. Maybe some very rich guys, but yeah, I wouldn't, and I think many of you wouldn't as well. And this means that you have to start your job search as soon as possible. And if you're concerned about like right CV or wrong CV or like good CV and a decent CV, then you're going to waste time. I mean, just put something together that is very generalized information about yourself. I mean, in this CV you almost have already everything necessary for the employer, as I explained, and you don't need any better. Like, why would you need any better? It's just, yeah, sorry if I get like angry about this, but you will have more stuff to do besides this CV. As I told you before, you will have very important documents like motivation letter that you have to change constantly. You will have to do this as well, and then you have another documents that you maybe want to apply. Maybe you want to do an enhanced CV of 3 pages, but honestly, when I think back about it, I'm not sure if that would be a good idea, because what would it give you? Just add referrals here and you'll be good to go. So it wouldn't be that necessary to have this in like 3 pages of CV. I think one is enough, and somehow you will have to find a way to cut the corners here, because I mean, cutting happens every time, even in the movies. It's how the business world works. Nobody has time. If you don't have time, then the managers, they have even less time than you. You might think that, yeah, managers are not doing anything, they're just in the meetings and stuff, but these meetings take time as well. I mean, these meetings, they are sitting in the meetings from day to day, and when they're going to have this time to basically check your CV then. So yeah, I really think that people get misled with these kind of things. I don't think you will need to pay like hundreds of euros or dollars about your CV to make it better and better all the time. No, and make it to shine out. I mean, this one also already shines out. It has some icons. It has some eye-catching colors here. It has the photo of here. It has some capitalized letters here. What makes it not to shine out? I don't understand. Maybe only thing that it shines out from, which would be the bad thing, is the sloppiness that I did, because I put it together in like 1 hour. But I mean, that would be the idea that yeah, I would tune it a little bit, but not too much. Basically, that would be my logic to it. Of course, like I'm not saying it's a perfect CV, but it's just something that you can already work with, and you might get a job with it. Because remember, also every day you delay with the job search is less money for you. Maybe some job opportunities are already gone. There's of course more and more coming, but I mean, if I was comparing with somebody that was changing their CV for another 2 days, for these 2 days there's a like, let's say that 20 jobs are already closing, then I could still apply to these 20 jobs, and when she starts to like apply at the same time after 2 days, then she would already be 20 jobs behind me in the application sense. She got better chances to the new ones and maybe find some quality jobs, because there are some very bad jobs in the job scene. But first of all, you need the money. That's what you need. The first thing that you need, especially when you're fresh in the market. And even if you get a bad job, it's sometimes better than no job. So yeah, I also think that. And finding a good job, it can take years. It can actually take like a full year to get a good job. And if I'm already working after like a month or two, then imagine, like, even if you get better salary than me, then I will still get more salary in total, because I worked 10 months more, and maybe after 10 months I was like keeping applying because I wasn't happy with my job, and I found something similar, so I get paid now well as well. So I mean, yeah, timing, everything becomes down to timing. It's in the job market, in the relationship market, is very good, important thing is timing. And that's what you need. You cannot waste your time with these kind of things. Especially there is another obstacles that I'm going to speak about later in my other videos, like let's say that you need to make an account to every kind of web page all the time that you apply for the big companies, and so on. Like there's millions of reasons about it. But I think this is the CV around this area I will put together myself. So that's already something that I can rely on, that gives the basic information about myself, and I could apply it to basically anywhere. Yeah, if there's some guys with better CVs for this specific job, then yeah, good game. But don't let like refusals affect you too much, because if you are working hard on your CV for like 3 days and you still get refused, the hit will be more impactful, and you cannot let yourself go like this. The job market is basically like the most reasonable way to do it is when you don't get the job, just move on as soon as you can and apply for the next. Don't be like too damaged when you don't get the job that you wanted to apply for. Because yeah, sometimes these things happen, and it has happened to me, happened to my relatives, my wife, everybody. Like, it's my friends. There's a lot of reasons why this happens, and there's a lot of reasons why managers think differently. Managers also want to be special. I mean, think about it in company's perspective. You want to see that you have the CV that is going to shine out from the crowd, but they want to be managers that are shining out from the crowd. So they will never get, like, if they're middle managers in the company, so they will never get laid off because they are doing hell of a job there. So every kind of manager even wants to be different and shine out from the crowd. So they're judging different things. Some of them are watching your like education, some of them referrals, also some of them skills, languages, whatever is important for somebody. And some guys just want you to be physically fit for the physical job or something like that. Or just maybe they also, employers actually, they are very discriminative as well sometimes, that if they need more women to their collective or staff, they're going to hire the woman, even if they're doing it subconsciously. And if they need more men for the diversity, it's the other way around. So yeah, it's also good to keep an eye on these things, that sometimes it's not about you that you didn't get the job. It's about that they needed somebody else in their team. Because I mean, biologically we are also different, and of course there is like a lot of genders nowadays and everything, but in general, the employers discriminate, even if they have those things that, yeah, we're not discriminating by the race and everything, blah blah blah, which is actually not true. So be mindful of that. Maybe there are some that are not discriminating, yes, but I would say that subconsciously they still discriminate. It's just good to note this down. So yeah, I hope this video was a little helpful for you. Maybe it was helping you on the topic how to get the CV done, since it's a very important topic nowadays. And this is something that you will need to apply basically anywhere. Unless, yeah, you can do like LinkedIn profile and stuff, you can apply through that, but this will be like half of the companies you still have to apply with the CV nowadays, so, or resume. So that's why you will need it. And that's the first thing that you need to do before starting your job search. It's the start. As I told you, that it will be very small steps that we're going to move forward, and slowly but steadily we're going to reach to the good point that you are enlightened, and you will know what to do, when to do, and you will get a decent job. And I really want people to be happy, like I am happy with my current job. I really want to help people like this. So anything that I can do, anything I can explain it in an easier way for people, it would be very, very beneficial. And let me know if you have some suggestions. What should I do better in this? Because the goal is that I really want to help people, and I enjoy it when the people are doing well. So yeah, if you have any suggestions, then let me know, and I will see you in the next video.